It is only God that will save Nigeria in this current situation. Just recently, a popular YouTuber by the name Lucky Udu interviewed a soldier to know what is going on in the military concerning the insecurity in Nigeria and why the military were unable to defeat Boko Haram and banditry. This soldier revealed so many facts and details, so many secrets in the Nigerian army. This guy released so much information about the Nigerian military, why they are unable to defeat Boko Haram and bandits. This guy released a lot of facts about the government and their complexity with the Boko Haram terrorists. That is to say, this guy released so many information about Boko Haram and bandits. In my previous video, I talked about how a general was shot by bandits because the government was unable to provide security in Zamfara. But in this video, this soldier released so many classified information on what is going on in the military. The guy was covered with face masks for his own personal security, because you know what is happening in Nigeria. When you talk, you are in trouble. There is no longer freedom of speech, and that is why the guy's face was covered. This guy stated that during President Goodluck Jonathan regime, that was in 2015 down to 2010, Boko Haram was actively terrorizing Nigeria, most especially in the northern part. That is where you will see the bomb blasts. Like if you were listening to news or reading the newspaper, you would have seen so many attacks like bomb blasts, suicide bombing. That was when Boko Haram was seriously active, and this young man was serving in the military then. He stated that he was among the rescue mission sent to rescue the Chibok girls that was kidnapped by Boko Haram. This guy made so many classified comments stating that those in hierarchy in the Nigerian army knows why the insecurity in Nigeria is still on till this very moment, because they are benefiting from it. This guy said that the Nigerian army have lost so many soldiers, but nobody knows about it. According to him, so many soldiers have been gunned down by the Boko Haram terrorists and bandits, but it was kept secret. The media could not publicize it because it was hidden. Honestly speaking, this guy said so many things in this video that even my ears is paining me after listening to this guy. He stated that there is a high personalities in the Nigerian government and in the military hierarchy that are sponsoring this Boko Haram terrorist. And apart from that, he also stated that there are some NGOs, non-government organizations, that are also giving this Boko Haram classified information about their performances in the military. That is to say, when he was still in Borno State fighting insurgents, some NGO will come to their camp with the intention of feeding them or giving them food and so on and so forth, but with the intent of receiving classified information from them and then deliver the information to Boko Haram. From there, Boko Haram will know how many soldiers are in the camp, the kind of guns they are using, the kind of ammunition they are using, and their morale. And that is why they are unable to defeat the Boko Haram. According to him, he stated that when they finally catch a Boko Haram terrorist, they hand them over to the police because the army does not prosecute. When army catch a terrorist, what they do is that they hand it over to the police. It is now the duty of the police to try them in the law court and prosecute them. But to his greatest surprise, these terrorists are being freed just after a few days of the arrest, without the government or the military hierarchy not considering the risk they took in capturing this Boko Haram terrorist. That is why they are acting based on impunity, because they know that they have sponsors, there are people behind them, there are people that are guiding them. That is why they are acting with confidence. This guy stated that even when they were able to defeat this Boko Haram terrorist and about to release the Chibok girls, the girls were not happy because these Boko Haram have already brainwashed these girls. They have married these girls, and these girls have kids for them. So these girls didn't want to follow them to return back. They wanted to stay with Boko Haram. They were crying that the soldiers have killed their husbands. The extent of how these Boko Haram were able to brainwash these girls to the extent that they felt pity that these soldiers have killed their husbands. According to this soldier, he stated that these Chibok girls refused to follow them. In fact, they were so shocked and surprised that the girls that they risked their lives to come to Zambiza forest to save do not want to follow them and reunite with their family. Rather, they want to stay in Zambiza forest, saying that that is their home, and they were crying that their husbands, that is Boko Haram terrorists, have been killed by these soldiers. According to the soldier, they forcefully took the girls into their truck, and that was how these girls were rescued from this Boko Haram. He stated that there is a strong corruption in the army hierarchy, and they are just soldiers. Their job is to take orders. Whatever order they give to them, that is what they will take. And sometimes when they arrest some of these terrorists, this Boko Haram, they'll be giving orders to release them, but they don't know where the order is coming from. They say the order is from above. So who is giving the orders for these Boko Haram terrorists to be released? According to him, these Boko Haram terrorists, when captured, supposed to be annihilated. They are supposed to execute them so as to protect the citizens. But when they capture this Boko Haram, the authority will tell them to hand them over to the police for prosecution. And what happened? The police will release them and they will come out and continue terrorizing the country. He stated that the insecurity in Nigeria is not going to end, that it is just starting. Nigeria is going to witness the highest rate of insecurity. According to him, some of these Boko Haram are splitting, that is, they are forming new organization. It was from Boko Haram that we now have bandits. Boko Haram are operating in Maiduguri, while bandits are operating in Zamfara, Kaduna, and other northern states. And with time, this Boko Haram will continue forming new group. And that is how they will keep on expanding if nothing is done. If nothing is done to stop them. Because right now it is impossible to stop this Boko Haram, because those that have the power, the resources to stop them are the ones sponsoring them. So how is it possible for these terrorists to be stopped? This guy said so many things that I don't even know where to start explaining. So that is why I'm going to play the video for us to watch it together, so that you guys can hear from the horse's mouth, not from my mouth. You guys will hear from the horse's mouth everything that is happening in the Nigerian military and why Boko Haram has not been defeated. Let's watch the video so that you understand what I am talking about.
How many of you remember Chibok girls? This guy was one of the soldiers that was sent to rescue Chibok girls when they were kidnapped by Boko Haram. And what this guy is about to reveal is going to blow your mind. This is his experience.
Bro, I can't believe you're one of the soldiers that was sent to rescue Chibok girls.
I am.
The security situation of Nigeria, do you think it's going to get better anytime soon?
Honestly speaking, I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon.
Why do you say so?
Because it's deeper than what we think. It's deeper than what people see. Because there are a lot of players behind the insecurity going on currently in Nigeria. People that are supposed to fight the insecurity, they are behind it.
Can you tell us some of the things you experience that is making you speak this way?
I'll give an example. In Zamfara, we had an intel about a particular guy that manufactures AK-47. So we got the order to go arrest this person. When we got to the community, we saw this man with more than 50 AK-47.
Wow.
He has lived almost all of his life in Russia. He knows how to manufacture weapons. So we arrested this guy, and 15 to 20 minutes later, we got a call from someone at the top, and we were ordered to release him at that spot. And not just to release him, to escort him back. So we had to let him go instantly.
Wow.
That is just one of the things we face, because as soldiers, we obey orders, we don't question orders. So if we're ordered to do something, we do it. If we're ordered to release somebody, we just follow the orders.
I can't believe this. What are some of the other things you've experienced that has made you conclude that it will be difficult for insecurity to stop in Nigeria?
You know, I've worked with some paramilitary as well. Not just the army. Like, the army is not just responsible for the insecurity in the country. Like, I've worked with paramilitaries, and I have seen a situation whereby police were called that they were robbers. That some robbers were robbing people on the highway. And they received a call not to disturb those robbers.
Are you serious?
Honestly.
Jesus Christ, I find this hard to believe.
That's why I said it's deeper than what people see or people think. If you're not in it, I just feel like insecurity for now is not going anywhere. And sorry to say, it might be getting worse because nobody is doing anything about it. Kidnappers, they're being paid ransom. Armed robbers, even if they get caught, they'll be released. The system, not just the system, is corrupt.
System is corrupt.
The system is just so corrupt.
Wow, this is really crazy. So tell us about your experience with the Chibok girls.
I'll say it's a nightmare because we lost some good people, some good soldiers. When we went to rescue those Chibok girls, this particular place was Damboa. So we went there and already they knew we were coming. So some of them dashed, they ran away. And the ones that we met, we exchanged fire with them. At some point, they tried using the women as cover.
As shield.
As shield, because they know we will not engage. Though none of the women were killed, but the Boko Harams that we killed, surprisingly, these women were upset with us.
The Chibok girls.
The Chibok girls, the ones we met, they were 21 in numbers. They were crying because we killed their husbands. Because some of them have kids already.
Oh.
Some of them, all of them are married to the Boko Haram there.
Stockholm syndrome.
So they were upset. They were not ready to leave that bush. They were fighting us for killing their husbands. Even when we tried forcing them inside our healers to bring them back to town, they refused. We had to apply force to bring them back.
So the Chibok girls were not even interested to be rescued?
They were not. They were not.
It seems they were really comfortable with this.
They were okay there because
they had fallen in love with the bandits.
I just don't understand the reason why, but we were all surprised because we came to rescue you people, but they were fighting us because we've killed their husbands.
Wow, this is crazy.
The army, soldiers are doing a lot, but people only get to see the negative side on social media. But when it comes to Boko Haram, bandits, and the rest, we've lost so many soldiers. The civil population don't get to feel what we're feeling. The trauma and everything.
The things you have to lose. Yeah.
Because for every soldier that has been in Operation Lafia Dole in Borno State, once you leave that bush, you will never be the same. At some point, you will become something you never thought you would be. Probably a monster. Because you have to do some certain things to survive. It's either you kill or get killed. As long as you're posted to Borno State, that's just the only option you have.
So you have to pull the trigger at all times?
You just have to pull the trigger.
At what age did you join the Nigerian army?
Though the age to join the army is 18, but I was barely 17 when I joined the army because it was easier for me because I came from a military background. My dad is also a soldier. My uncle is a soldier. I have cousins and my elder brother is also a soldier. So it was easier for me because all my life it has always been about the military. It's the only thing I know.
So at the point you got involved in military combat, were you disappointed to realize that the structure is corrupt?
Very disappointed.
You didn't know that before now?
I grew up in the barracks, but I never knew
it was deeper
than what I was seeing until I got into the system and I realized that it's just too much. It's just too much. I never thought that I was in secondary school when Boko Haram started their struggle. I never thought that it would last to the point that I would come and join that fight. Which I did. And till date, Boko Haram is still existing.
Do you think that fight is ever going to end?
I don't know. But I don't think it's going to end anytime soon because a lot of people are benefiting from it. a lot of people are benefiting from it.
There was someone I interviewed. What do you mean by a lot of people are benefiting from it? Do you want to say something about that?
Whenever the government brings money for certain things, those things are not done. The money doesn't get to the right places and the right people, especially for weapons, ammunition, feeding. Certain people benefit from it. And also, when some soldiers die in the bush, the families are not aware that the governments are supposed to pay them.
Oh, so they are supposed to pay the family.
Yeah.
And some of these families don't get any
They
payments.
don't get any payment.
Like how much is it? Is it supposed to?
I don't know.
You don't know.
but
But they are entitled
they are
to.
entitled.
Wow.
Even if you've served just one day in the army and you died in
Your family is entitled to a certain amount of
yes.
money.
But a lot of people are not aware. So that money is being paid.
Yeah.
But someone is
But someone
benefiting.
is benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So for some people, the whole Boko Haram thing is a means of income to them. And they'll do anything not to stop that income from coming.
Because they are making so
They are
much
making
money.
so much money from it.
That's crazy. Somebody I interviewed said that he was adopted by Boko Haram and he noticed that Red Cross, Nigerian Red Cross, and some NGOs were involved. They were even supporting these Boko Haram people. They will bring them supplies. So I don't know if that statement is true or false.
It's very true.
Are you
We've
sure?
known about certain NGOs that they will come to our camp, collect information, go to Boko Haram camp, and give them details.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like, at some point, we had to stop NGOs from coming to the camp. Till date, NGOs don't go to certain places where soldiers are in that Borno state.
They were leaking information.
They were leaking information, the numbers of soldiers, the kind of weapons, everything they see, they get to report back to Boko Haram.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's what that person said, he's right. It's true.
And it's possible these NGOs are making so much money too.
Yeah,
From this insurgency.
they are making money from it too. That's why I said a lot of people are benefiting from it. A lot of people.
Wait, though, why are these NGOs supporting these bandits, this Boko Haram?
Because it's a means of income to them.
And they give them supplies.
Yes.
Do
There
they
are
think
people that also contribute to these NGOs because so many people have lost their homes. So many people in Borno State don't have a home right now. So many people would donate to these NGOs thinking they are helping these people. But the NGOs are helping themselves. But they still have some NGOs with good intentions.
Yeah.
But most of them are corrupt.
Very corrupt. I've watched
Most
some
of them are
documentaries.
corrupt.
I also hear that there are some human rights organizations that
Yes.
think that these bandits and kidnappers, these Boko Haram people, should not be attacked.
True.
You understand that they should be arrested and not executed.
True.
Is that statement true?
Very true. Some human rights, they don't value the lives of soldiers, but they value the lives of these insurgents, Boko Haram. Boko Haram, to them, Boko Haram can kill soldiers, but soldiers cannot just kill Boko Haram. That is the reason why a certain human rights, they sued the army because they felt like the army was killing Boko Haram unjustly. They've sued the army entirely, the chief of army staff. Like, they just feel like soldiers are supposed to not harm these terrorists. We should arrest them and they should follow the proper channel, which they don't. Most times, if we're not experiencing an attack when the camp, like those that will be on duty will be on duty, then the rest of us will be playing card, Ludo. Then the next 10 minutes, there'll be an attack. And after the attack, we just realize the person you were playing with is dead.
Chai.
And sometimes the trauma that comes with it is seeing a friend of yours that was shot, but he's not dead yet. Then he's calling you for help. You can't go to him because you will get shot too. Then him dying, your conscience will fight you like you were supposed to go help him. But deep down, you know, once you leave your cover, you will get shot, because Boko Haram, they are trained. They have snipers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So once you leave your trench, that's you're done for. Most Nigerians feel like soldiers are just heartless and they don't relate well with civilians, but it's not true. With the level of commitment that, I'm not saying this because I'm a soldier, I'm saying this because I have seen the passion, the commitment from a lot of soldiers. Like, we just want this country to be better, peaceful. But it's deeper than us and it's bigger than us. We're only doing the best we can. Soldiers are on checkpoints, VIP escorts, chasing kidnappers, chasing armed robbers, bandits, Boko Haram, everywhere. Even on top of water, you will see Nigerian army there. We're everywhere, just trying to make sure that there is peace.
And there's security.
And there's security in the country. But it's just a lot of soldiers have lost their life fighting for peace.
Those of you watching this video, if you see soldiers anywhere, please salute them, encourage them, show them some love, because after listening to this story, you will have a very deep insight of what people who wear those camouflages go through every day to maintain peace and order in the society that we are living in.
I also want to applaud the wives of soldiers, because in every barrack right now, we have more widows than those that their husbands are still alive.
What are some things you've done to survive?
At the point I got lost in the bush, after an attack, the attack was so bloody that we had to withdraw. And in the course of withdrawing, we went different ways. We just scattered. And I found myself in the bush alone with just 16 rounds. And at some point, I had to keep one round for myself, that I would rather end it than allow them to catch me alive. So I had 15 rounds in the chamber, in my magazine, then one round in my pocket. That if worse comes to worse, I'll end it, because it will be more brutal if they capture me alive. So I was in the bush for 3 days, searching for a way out, and because of thirst, I had to drink my pee. I drank my urine because of thirst, and I got to a point I had no urine in me anymore. I could not pee anything.
No food, no water.
And God so kind, there is no food, no water, nothing. And I passed out the third day. I had no idea where I was. I just passed out. And when I woke up, I was in the headquarters, and I was told a Fulani man brought me. He brought me, I was on top of his camel. He carried my weapon and brought me back to our headquarters. I don't know how he looks like. I didn't see him, but the Fulani man saved my life.
Yeah, wow.
I was vulnerable. He could have taken my weapon or killed me instantly. But he saved my life, a Fulani man that I've never seen before till date. I don't know how he looks like. But he saved my life, and I'm forever grateful. Because for a day, I will never in my life, because we look at it like Fulanis in the bush, they work with Boko Haram.
Yeah.
So I will never for a day expect a Fulani man to save me. But God so kind he did.
I can't imagine all you've been through, bro. Like, the day you signed up to become a soldier, your life never remained the same.
Nope. I never thought that I 90% of soldiers did not join this job to fight for the country. 90% are just looking for job.
Oh, they are just looking for job.
Yes.
Not that they are passionate about their motherland.
They're not. But in the course of that, you find yourself being passionate. You find yourself doing it because you just want everybody to be okay. You just want the country to be peaceful. A lot of us join the job because we just need we just need an income, a source of income to put food on the table. Because no sane person will choose to do this job because they love this job. There is nothing to love about dying. We know if a building is on fire and you will see somebody giving an order to soldiers to go in, and you can't question that order. Where fighting is heavy, that is where they push us to. And we have to do it. That is how bad it is. We have to do it, or else some innocent people will die. So most of the time, we lay down our lives for these people without them knowing. Most of the time, 90% of whenever a soldier is killed, somebody elsewhere was saved. But people don't get to see that part. They only get to see the part of where soldiers... I'm not going to deny the fact that soldiers don't molest civilians.
Harass civilians,
intimidate them. I am not denying that part, but that is not the only thing about the military. We have some good parts. We have some good in us. We've laid down our lives. We've sacrificed everything. And for those of us that have been in that bush, our life will forever experience PTSD.
Do they give you guys mental support?
No.
No access for is it rehab or something?
No. They just feel like you're a soldier, you are good to go.
Wow.
For like 6 months, if I'm walking by a field and I hear the sound of whistle, I'll be scared. I'll feel like, yes, something is about to happen, because in the bush, whenever I hear the whistle, it's for red alert, they are coming. So for like 6 months straight, whistle was messing with me. And if I hear a sound of certain sounds, maybe like thunder, I'll feel like they've launched an RPG. And I'll be ready, even without holding a weapon, because I'll be feeling like I'm still in the bush. And a lot of soldiers are going through that same PTSD.
The trauma.
And some, they've lost their family because of it, because some of them cannot handle it around their family. Some will resort to drinking, and it's very hard. It's very hard. Some don't get to sleep well because it's always nightmares. Seeing friends that you've lost. It's so difficult for a lot of soldiers.
Wow. The people who kidnap and the Boko Haram, are they the same thing?
We believe that, most of the times, Boko Haram, they have this disagreement within themselves. They get to break up. Why some will go to another state and form a different thing. Those ones we call bandits. They will leave Borno State, go to other states like Zamfara, Kaduna, Bauchi, and all those northern area, and start kidnapping people for money. Boko Haram, they don't kidnap for money. They don't call for ransom. But bandits, once you break from that group, you're no longer funded. You need to create your own funds. So they just dive into kidnapping, collect ransoms, and the way it's going, we think that some of these bandits are now being funded. Some of them are now being funded because you can as a Nigerian, you can commit a crime. It will be very easy to track you. But it's difficult to track a bandit. Tracking of bandits is not the job of the military. Tracking of people is not the job of the military.
Whose job is that?
They know. They know themselves. They know it's their job. And they don't do it because I guess it's bigger than them too. That is the reason why currently you see bandits coming on TikTok on live video, do giveaway, flaunting their weapons, and nothing will happen to them. But as a regular citizen, just come online and say something off, you'll be tracked and arrested.
Like there was a guy who named his dog Buhari.
Yes, he was arrested.
He was arrested all the way from Anambra State, right?
Yes. Even there was a northern guy that said something about Buhari's wife, that she's getting fat, she's enjoying Nigerians' money. He was arrested that same day.
That same day.
So for Boko Haram for bandits to come on live video, be doing giveaway, flaunting their weapon, flaunting cash, insulting the president, and still nothing happens, that means the system is messed up.
Crazy.
That's just the height of it. It's a slap to the country. The system is just corrupt.
Wow. In fact, I don't even know what to say. We've said a lot, and this is really overwhelming. I wasn't even expecting such. I know that there are so many other things you want to talk about, but they are just too sensitive. That you can't even begin to talk about them. Like there was something you told me behind the scenes, and I don't even want to talk about it here because I spoke to my lawyer and he advised us not to talk about it here. If we were to talk about it, Jesus Christ, I am not sure some of you watching this video will be comfortable anymore. So it's best not to even bring it up. Wow, this is really crazy.
And we have a lot of corrupt people in this country. A lot. Because we've had names, we've had requests from certain people not to touch certain people. And you would just be wondering why. But you can't do anything about it. Because as discipline is the bedrock of the military. You have to obey any order. So you don't get to question why you have to release this person. We don't prosecute, we only hand over to police. But we know the outcome. Once we hand over suspects to police, we know the outcome. Just be ready to see that person again. That is why most of the time we prefer ending them than handing them over
to police.
Because you ending them will save a lot of lives.
So it's looking as if police is the most corrupt security agencies in Nigeria.
There are good policemen, but I would say there are a lot of corrupt men in there.
Some of them are only following instructions too.
Yeah.
And it's possible some of the instructions are not even coming within the police force. It's coming from outside.
Exactly.
And there are lots of security agencies in Nigeria.
A lot.
That nobody really talk about day to day. We only talk about the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, Nigerian military, police.
Most of the blames are being pushed to the army. Most of the blames of insecurity are being soldiers cannot be everywhere. Soldiers cannot be everywhere. If you go to the barrack, you will hardly see up to 50 soldiers in some barracks because soldiers are outside.
They're outside. They're at every junction. They're on the streets. They're even doing the job of police.
Police, civil defense, everything. So army were just everywhere.
We need to celebrate the Nigerian army enough. You know, why there are some bad eggs there.
We have a lot of good people.
Good people who are willing to sacrifice their lives daily for those people. You know, there's this song Chike sang. It's called Soldier.
I've heard about it.
You've heard the song. You know, there are a lot of people who have actually dedicated songs about the Nigerian army, and these are just some of the people who think that soldiers should be appreciated. Maybe they've lost someone, or maybe they've had personal experiences. We never can tell, but with this video, it should be enough to sensitize people about some of the challenges that the Nigerian military face.
True.
And some of the sacrifices that they have to make daily to protect this society. I really don't know what to say. I just hope that God is going to send a Moses to come and help us and rescue us, because this is not just about civilians that are worried about insecurity. Even the Nigerian army too are also worried about insecurity. like he said, sometimes he could be eating and playing games with his colleagues, and the next minute, that person is gone. There's an ambush. Do you understand? So the idea of worrying about security is not just for civilians alone, it's for everyone. So nobody really knows how long we'll continue to bear this. Who is going to save us? Who is going to be that leader that will come and bring change, make a difference?
We're still waiting.
We are still waiting. We are still hoping. So, brothers and sisters, at this junction, we might just have to conclude this very interview. If there are questions you want to ask, feel free to drop them in the comment section or come to my DM so we can make more interviews about things like this. So we educate people about issues like this. It's very important. Please do well to share this video, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time. Thanks for making our time to
Thank you for
share
having
your
me.
experience. Do you have anything you'd like to say in conclusion, or should I wrap up?
I'll urge the civil population to appreciate soldiers more,
Yeah.
because they just don't get to see the other side of the army, aside the negative parts on social media.
That is being put out there.
Yes, a lot of soldiers have gone down for their sake. So at least, appreciation will go a long way. Saying thank you to a soldier means a lot.
You have heard it all from the horse's mouth. You have heard everything. The guy said there are so many things that is going wrong in the military. In fact, according to Lucky Udu, he stated that the guy told him so many sensitive information about the Nigerian military which cannot be displayed on camera, because according to his lawyer, they are classified information and does not requires public view, and that is why they couldn't talk about it. So for you to see that what is happening in this country is bigger than what you think. This one you just heard is just tip of an iceberg. He said there is so many secret, sensitive information that this guy told him that is happening in the Nigerian military, but they cannot disclose it on camera, according to their lawyer. They should not display it on camera because Nigeria right now does not value freedom of speech. Like, if you talk, they will arrest you. There is nothing like freedom of speech in Nigeria anymore, and that is why so many people are scared of talking, because they feel if they speak the truth, they will be arrested. That is the level of impunity that the Nigerian government are into. It now looks as if the citizens are slaves, that we are being ruled by dictator. There is no longer freedom of speech. So if you have watched this video from the beginning to the end, you will understand that there are a lot of things going wrong in the military. A lot. Like this guy said that the money that is being given to the military for possession of firearms, for the army's welfare, that is the soldiers' welfare, everything is being squandered by the officials, the ones that are in hierarchy. They now send the boys to go and die in the hands of the Boko Haram. He said that some of these military, some of these soldiers go through trauma. That is why many of them have quit the job, that they are no longer interested. Because if you check back, there was a news that came out where the chief of army staff stated that many people are leaving the military. A lot of soldiers are resigning from the military. And that is the reason why the military cannot be able to earn insecurity, because they don't have the capacity anymore. The numbers in the military is not encouraging. That the military does not have up to 1 million soldiers and have over 200 million Nigerians. So if the military does not have up to 1 million soldiers, how are they going to secure 200 million Nigerians? So these are the reasons why many people are running away from the military. Before, military job is in fact, it's a hot cake. Everybody wants to be a soldier. Everybody wants to be, it's like a national honor to be a soldier. But because of the way the Nigerian government have turned the military into, the job is now worthless. Nobody wants to join the military anymore. Everybody value their life. Nobody wants to go and throw away his or her life in the name of joining the military. According to the guy, he went through trauma. He stated that so many soldiers, when they leave, they go through trauma. And there is no rehab center to help these soldiers for their brain. To help their brain, because what these guys see at Zambiza Forest, you will not believe it. And this same government abusing, using the resource of this country, the money of this country, to be buying private jets, renovating toilet with 10 billion, innovating office with 5 billion, but they cannot bring out money for the security of the country. This story is so emotional that when I was watching this video, I felt so bad that, so this is what these soldiers are going through on a daily basis. Like when I sit down like this, I imagine what these soldiers are going through. Most of them sleep in the forest for weeks. Some of them do not see water to drink. Like what this guy said here, there was no water for him to drink. He had to drink his urine. Can you imagine that? For what? In the name of protecting the country. Okay, the people that are protecting the country, no welfare for them. The government is not taking care of them. Because there is so much corruption in the military. The higher officials are not helping the junior ones at all. A lot is happening. According to him, the insecurity in this country is not ending anytime soon. It's not ending anytime soon, because Nigeria right now does not have the capacity to contain this Boko Haram. They don't have it anymore, because Boko Haram now is like a syndicate of criminals. So you see what is happening in this country. But if it is southeast, they will gather all the weapons they have and start going to southeast in the name of searching for IPOB. But they can't give the military this same weapon to go and fight Boko Haram and bandits, because they know what they are gaining. According to the guy, they have turned insurgents into business because they are benefiting a lot. That is why they are doing everything to protect them. So if you watch, you see that the guy stated that whenever they capture a Boko Haram member, they are being released within a matter of days. That so many NGOs value this Boko Haram more than the soldiers. Imagine the concept that Boko Haram can kill, but the soldiers should not. That is to say, the Boko Haram can kill the soldiers, but the soldiers should not kill the Boko Haram. So, who made that law? That Boko Haram have the right to kill people, but they should not be killed. That is why Nigeria still remain underdeveloped. You see so many soldiers running to other countries to go and join their military. Like I've seen so many videos where Nigerian soldiers that are serving in the Nigerian army resign to go and join the military in the US, to join the military in the UK, because they believe that joining the military in foreign country, they will be treated well. In fact, they will be treated well. because according to them, joining the military in Nigeria is like hell, and nobody wants to go through that hell because of the system is corrupt, and nobody is doing anything to change it, because you don't know who will fix this country. The country is messed up. There's poverty everywhere, insecurity everywhere. Nobody to fix it. So you can see with me that a lot is happening in this country. A lot. In my previous video, I talked about how a general was shot by bandits in Zamfara State. For those of you that have not watched the video, you can click this to watch the video. Click this to watch the video. Then you can click here to subscribe to this channel. Make sure you click here to watch the video so that you will see everything, how a general was shot by bandits in Zamfara State, for you to see that the insecurity in this country has entered into another level. I will see you again in my next update. Make sure you click this link to watch this video. You will enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.